Today I'm going to show you how I roast carrots. Hi, I'm Aaliyah Millam. I'm the founder of the food blog Premeditated Leftovers and author of Prep Ahead Meals from Scratch. Now, I like to bulk cook vegetables because it allows me two things. One, it allows me to quickly reheat things in the middle of the week when I don't have a lot of time, but it also allows me to pack lunches ahead of time, nice healthy meal prep lunches. So I'm going to show you how I do this. Now, you can peel carrots if you want to. I'm just going to tell you that I have found my own personality is such that I'm not going to, one jump ship, another jump ship. Fortunately, the counter's clean. Okay, so I know my personality. If I buy a whole bunch of carrots and I know I have to peel them before I cook them, there's a chance that they're just going to keep sitting in the refrigerator. So I buy baby carrots in bulk. I buy these organic baby carrots. It comes in two 2-pound containers, and I get them at Costco. And so I know that all I have to do is drain the water off because there's some water in the bag and you don't want water on the carrots. And then I put them on a towel just to let the rest of the water dry off. And that's all I have to do, and they're prepped and ready to go. So that ensures that I actually follow through on my plan to roast carrots. But if you are the type of person who will peel carrots every single week to make roast carrots, then you do it. Okay, so I'm going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons for each pound. I'm just going to split the difference, and I'm going to go with 3 tablespoons for 2 pounds of carrots. Okay. The other thing, I'm just going to toss these now. I want to get them coated. That way the spices stick to them. Now, I left, there's a little, on some of them, you'll see there's a little green at the end. The entire carrot plant is edible. You can actually eat the leaves. You could cut it off. If it's going to prevent somebody in your family from eating carrots, if there's a little bit of green at the end, then by all means cut it off because we want people to eat them, right? But if your family is used to eating green carrot leaves, I actually make a carrot leaf soup for my family because I don't like to waste anything. In the summertime, I grow vegetables. I will peel the vegetables I grow. I will use as much of them as I can. But in the wintertime, if I'm going to be buying carrots, I go with these easy baby carrots. Anyway, if your family isn't used to it, go ahead and cut it off. My family is, so it's not a big deal. Now, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And this is where you can play. Start with my recipe as a base, and then you experiment. And I'm going to go ahead and toss these and just get the other side a little bit before I add the other teaspoons. Now, if you don't like garlic, you can skip it. You can make your own recipe. I'm going to use 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder. Onion powder. My family actually likes both a lot of garlic and a lot of onion. If your family doesn't, modify it to fit what your family will eat. I buy my spices in bulk because I do cook a lot from scratch. So I have these big wooden spoons. I think I got them from Utensi, and that way when it gets down to the bottom, I can still get the spices out of there. Now, this is my little something. This is the, oops, wrong one. This is the magic spice in this one. This is the rosemary, and this is what really makes these carrots stand out. But if your family doesn't like rosemary, if they feel like that's too strong of a flavor, why don't you try basil? Because basil works really well. And if they won't eat anything green spices, you can skip it. You can also, if they will eat green spices but don't like any strong flavors, you could substitute parsley. That way you get the little bit of green on there without having a strong flavor. Okay, I add a little bit of sea salt. I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. And I'm going to add an 1/8. I'm getting My lids are a mess. 1/8 a teaspoon of pepper. Again, some people like more pepper. I have found that my youngest son really likes pepper, and I could add more pepper to most things for him. Other people prefer, you could skip the salt and the pepper if you want to. You can turn this into whatever you want it to be. This is just the base recipe. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna roast these at 450 degrees for 10 minutes, and I'll be back and show you what they look like after we roasted them for 10 minutes. We're gonna flip them, and then we're gonna roast them some more. Okay, so these are roasted for 10 minutes. So all I'm gonna do is just flip them over. You'll see they start to get a little bit brown on one side. And so I'm gonna just roll them over. And that way they get cooked evenly on all of the different sides. And then I'm gonna put them back in the oven and cook them for another 10 minutes. I've just pulled these out of the oven. I'm gonna do the fork test. I just wanna make sure I can easily insert a fork in there so that they're fork tender. You can decide if that's not soft enough for you. I still like just a little bit of a crunch to it, not too much, but a little bit. And if you want it softer, you can just cook it an extra few minutes. Okay. Let's look at these. These are nice and roasted. One side's gonna have some brown on it, but we don't want them burnt. We just want a little brown to them. And they are ready to serve. Now there's more than we're gonna eat for dinner tonight. So I will package these in lunches with my husband, with the leftover meat. I'll put some of these roast carrots and maybe some roast cauliflower or roast broccoli, and pack him lunches, prep them for the week ahead of time with basically what's leftovers. And that's one of the things I love about batch cooking vegetables. It just makes the rest of my week so much easier. You can click below for the link to this recipe. You can also find more batch cooking tips in my cookbook, Prep Ahead Meals from Scratch. I hope you enjoy them. Leave a comment and let me know if you try them.